Hello everyone, and welcome to all of our Newark residents, people who live here, who work here, who study here, who care about our beloved city. You are lucky tonight because you are going to see the one and only first ever premiere episode of the New Community Public Access TV program called New Community Workforce, Connecting You to Resources. I know that sounds like a mouthful, but it's going to be a very nutritious intake for you if you're interested at all in workforce development, in jobs planning, career planning, etc. So again, thank you for being here. And as I would remind people, New Community is about a lot more than just housing. Sometimes people think of that, but we're also about, for many years, almost 20 years, workforce development, helping people with job development planning, stabilizing their incomes, thinking about wealth development, all the kinds of things that have historically been not totally accessed for people of color in this country. But we're going to talk about specific programs tonight that may be and should be of interest to you. With me tonight is Mr. Rodney Brutton. Rodney is the Director of New Community's Workforce Development Center. Rodney is probably one of the most singularly qualified people to talk about workforce development in Newark. His portfolio, his experience, his resume is all that. I can't think of anything bad to say about Rodney. He is a Mets fan, but I won't hold that against him. That's a joke, everybody. Don't be sending me hating cards about the Mets. So I always like to get a smile out of my guests. See that? So without further ado, I want Rodney to, let's open it up. So Rodney, we hear a lot about workforce development in Newark, not just in Newark, but it's the thing these days. I think it's very abstract sometimes. Sure. But why should they care about New Community's workforce development? Sure. What's special about us? Why should they check us out?
Well, one of the things, Richard, as you offered in your opening comments in terms of all of the things and programs that New Community Corporation offers, one of the other things is our Workforce Development Center. And our guests should know, our audience should know, that the Workforce Development Center at New Community is an accredited post-secondary institution that's accredited by the Council on Occupational Education, which enables our students to access financial aid and other resources to support the program. Another area of interest, and people should know, is that our program is connected to employers. As a Workforce Development Center, we realize our primary role and purpose is to provide the skills, the training for our students to actually get a job and start a career and then get good paying living wage jobs. The other added piece in terms of our program is our location and the areas of training that we offer. All of our programs offer industry recognized certifications and credentials. As I said, that's connected to employers, but even more so, they are aligned with the New Jersey Department of Labor's industries that are in demand. Our programs, again, includes automotive technician, which is sponsored by Ford, construction building trades, certified medical assistant program, a patient care technician program, and culinary arts, and all of which are part of the New Jersey Department of Labor's identified sectors that are in demand.
All right. Now, let's be clear now. This is training. And again, to our audience, the people who care about this is both job readiness, sure, really preparing for being able to hold a job, get a job, and job training.
Correct.
What makes New Community a bit unique,
Yep.
I mean, unique is that we actually provide hard skills training for specific jobs.
Correct.
And there are real jobs at the end of this training.
Correct.
Right?
Richard, you're absolutely right. In addition to the hard skills to training, embedded into all of our programs is what we call life skills job readiness, right? What we help students prepare resumes, prepare for interviews, discuss conflict resolution, time management, the importance of the job, financial literacy. We also offer a comprehensive financial opportunity center, again, connecting students not only to the hard skills and training, but realizing the soft skills job readiness, which is equally as important. On the back end, when you talk to employers and partnerships with employers are looking for those that workers that'll be productive, workers that'll come to work on time every day, workers that have the skill set and the ability to learn. My experience in workforce development in Newark and in other places throughout the state and the region, I would say, is employers are just looking for qualified candidates. And then part of what we do at New Community, as I said, and as you referenced, is not only provide the hard skills, but equally as important is the life skills job readiness.
Okay. Now I guess we better cut to the bottom line. Mm-hmm. Tell people about tuition, how that works with the programs.
Yep. So as I shared,
comparatively speaking to other
institutions, correct. And as I shared originally, as an accredited post-secondary institution, students who access our programs can apply for financial aid based on one's income, family size, and the like, they will receive a Pell Grant. For those who receive the full Pell Grant through the U.S. Department of Education, will receive 85% of their tuition covered through the Pell Grant. Now, a Pell Grant is, again, based on one's family size and actual income. It's a part of the U.S. Department of Education financial aid package, and students, again, receive a grant, which in turn, they don't have to pay that money back. The U.S. Department of Education really realizes if they provide a little financial support for students that are enrolled in our programs, that will be an investment in that person's academic and career training, in hopes, obviously, of them getting a job and transitioning to the workforce.
Let me repeat that. They do not have to pay the money back.
Correct.
Okay, but they will get money which will enable them to go through this training.
Correct.
Obviously, they have to be serious about themselves and the training, but they don't have to pay it back. Very important to note. As opposed to some of these other schools out there that are for-profit and cost a heck of a lot more money than it would cost.
And Rich, you make it, again, an excellent point in terms of the comparison in our tuition cost by some of the other competitors. I mean, again, our primary role is to, our purpose, I should say, is to provide the skills and training for our students and not have a tuition cost that will, in essence, put them in debt. But in terms of getting involved in our programs and applying for financial aid, it starts with the application process for us. So students are encouraged to, applicants are encouraged to visit our website at www.newcommunity.org and apply directly online. But the requirements for our program are really simple. You must be at least 18 years old, have a high school diploma or its equivalent. It's open to Newark residents and residents throughout the region and the area. And we do require students to take a basic skills tape test. Again, and for us on the admissions side, it's really to see what grade levels they're doing, both math and reading, and determine what other support services that will be needed.
So we assist them with GED and remediation in terms of their reading skills?
Correct, right? Okay. So in addition to the workforce program, I mean, New Community Workforce Development Center also has an academic enrichment program and a high school equivalency program, GED program, helping those who do not have the diploma to earn their high school diploma as part of all of Workforce's portfolio.
I see. So now, one of the things that has always been an issue in Newark and a lot of CDCs like New Community, which is celebrating its 50th anniversary next year, we have a way too high poverty rate, 30%. Per capita income, about $20,000 at most. This is the kind of thing that will help, piece by piece, address those problems. What kind of, give us a sense of what kind of jobs people have gone to after they come through our programs.
Yep, great. So when you look at, if you take by sector or by program, we have good, wonderful relationships with a host of automotive employers. We have a number of our students working down at Port Newark at FAPS, earning anywhere between 18 to 19.
What's FAPS?
FAPS is a major manufacturing, export and import employer down at Port Newark. Vehicles that come in from around the world come into FAPS and to Port Newark. Some of our students are helping to assemble the vehicles when they come in, and also it exports vehicles to other parts of the world. And again, it's a large, massive employer down at the port. But the beauty of our relationship with FAPS and other employers is the average salary, and again, anywhere between $15, $16, $17, $20 an hour for those who are working at FAPS. Similarly, if you look at some of our automotive students who are working with automotive dealerships in our Culinary Arts program, construction building trades, as well as our medical programs. On average, as graduates complete the program, they're earning anywhere between $15 to $18 an hour across the board, despite the discipline and whatever training that we're going with. But along those lines, in terms of employer partners, we've developed a nice working relationship with Beth Israel, Newark Beth Israel Medical Center. A number of our students are working as patient care technicians, as well as a host of other local employers.
Okay, and I would remind our viewers, Rodney said we have got people hired at FAPS at the port, and for years, Newarkers have complained about little access to the port. That's a huge economic development driver within Newark, and it has given very little to the city. And this is a step towards making them, and the mayor supports this also, getting our people, our residents, part of that fair share access to port jobs.
Correct. I mean, we work very closely with the mayor's office, Altari Kinney, who's the manager of port operations, and making the connection between our automotive program and FAPs and other medical, port employers. But certainly we support the mayor's vision in gaining access for port jobs, and also the mayor's vision and the city's vision with connecting Newark residents to quality employment opportunities.
Talk a little bit about, I know the last year, was it last year or 2 years, when the ShopRite, the new ShopRite came to Newark, the city actually reached out to New Community. Tell us a little bit about that relationship.
So no, we have a wonderful relationship with ShopRite Supermarkets and the owner of the Newark ShopRite, Neil Greenstein, as well as other employees. But you know, ShopRite, our partnership with Work Furniture ShopRite, we built a mini ShopRite supermarket, and that was a vehicle to train and prepare a number of Newark residents for the ShopRite that opened in Newark a few years back. Again, it's all about creating quality opportunities, ensuring that our job seekers have the skill set, but on the back end, having relationships with employers. And as we look at our current programs, we're looking to start the next class in May of this coming May. We ask those who are interested in any of our programs. As I referenced, we have an automotive program, a construction building trades program, culinary arts, and 2 healthcare programs, a certified medical assistant and a patient care technician program. Classes are really filling up quickly. The classes are scheduled to start May 22nd. We encourage those who are interested to do 2 things. 1, call the office directly, 973-824-6484, or visit our website at www.newcommunity.org to apply right online. And someone from our office and admissions department will immediately call those who are expressing interest, and we will look to get them signed up for our next class, which starts in May.
All right, thanks. And again, I remind viewers that the website is very accessible, easy to use, www.newcommunity.org. Just look for the prompt for workforce development. So what about any new ideas for job training areas that we're thinking about on the horizon?
Yep. One of the outgrowths of our automotive program in partnership with the Mayor's Office in the City of Newark is a diesel mechanic program. We recently have been approved by the State Department of Labor and the New Jersey Department of Education to offer a diesel technician training program, again making a connection to the number of diesel related jobs that are available at the port, but not having enough skilled trained workers to access those opportunities. So we're really excited about our diesel mechanic technician program that we'll look to get started in the latter part of 2017. Again, requirements for all of our programs must be at least 18 years old, have a high school diploma or its equivalent, take an entrance exam, and we welcome those who are really interested in really changing their lives. As we talked previously, Richard, in terms of the programs that we offer, it's connected to industries, it's connected to employers, it's connected to living wage jobs that will help boost one's social economic status. And the only thing we ask in return for those that we've helped and we help over the years is that they come back and share their experience in terms of how New Community Workforce Development Center impacted their lives, and share their story with students who are enrolled in our current programs.
I think you can't overemphasize that the training people get at your programs, at New Community's programs, are connected to jobs. Correct. This is not something abstract. It's not something that's just for show. You go through a training program, you take it seriously, you do your work, you will wind up with a job at the end of this. Yep. All things being equal.
Yeah, and that's a good point. We tell our students, I mean, we don't overstate it, we don't guarantee employment, but what we do ensure is that for those who complete the program serious-minded, as they graduate, earn their license, their certifications, I mean, we're committed to ensuring that they have an employment opportunity on the back end. And we all are sort of joined because we have wonderful instructors that provide all of their talents and skills to make our students' experience the best it could be.
Now you have a background in this, that's kind of unique in terms of nonprofit for city government. Talk a little bit about your experience in workforce and how you wound up with New Community.
Wow, I mean, my time here in Newark started back in 1995, right out of undergrad. I was fortunate enough to start as a director of community organizing with Unified Development Services Organization up in the Development section of Newark, and I had an opportunity to be mentored and tutored by Rebecca Doggett, who's a one-time assistant superintendent of schools here in Newark. So that was a very good experience right out of college. I've also had the opportunity to work for the New Jersey Institute for Social Justice, overseeing their pre-apprenticeship construction trade program, which actually became a national model in helping local residents, local men, minority men and women access apprenticeship programs in the construction trade union and unions from carpenters, electricians, plumbers, roofers, insulators, sheet metal workers, bricklayers, any of the 15 building trades. Many of our graduates through the Institute for Social Justice program transitioned to apprenticeship program.
I wouldn't interrupt you quickly. You said men and women, and I want people to know that there's no gender stereotyping at the New Community Workforce.
Correct.
You got men in the healthcare tracks, you got women at the Auto Tech Center, so.
Correct, absolutely. And then I had the opportunity to work, run the public workforce system here in Newark as the WIP director, and I held a similar title running the workforce system, Welfare to Work system in the city of Philadelphia. And I think my experience here at New Community has really prepared me, my previous experience has prepared me for the opportunity here at New Community. But all of what I've done, Richard, is really based on one simple primary purpose and role, and that's to provide the services and skills for those that we're committed to working with.
All right, well, again, we're lucky to have you. We're glad we've always had you, so we're lucky you're back in Newark with New Community. And, you know, again, people need to pay attention. If you're serious about this, reach out, check out New Community's Workforce Development Center. You have some very good people there, teachers, Mr. Brutton administrating the entire place. So thank you, Rodney, for your time and your commitment.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you. Welcome back to this evening's program, connecting you to resources here at New Community Workforce Development Center. We're joined by Ms. Shaneequa Sprinkler, a student in our Culinary Arts training program. And Shaneequa, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Great, great. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your experience in the Culinary Arts program at New Community? How did you hear about us?
Well, I had two younger cousins who came to the to get their high school diploma at the place, and I remember my uncle kept telling me, "I seen the Culinary Arts sign there, you know," and we went to check it out. And my first day there, they got me started immediately.
Great, great. And your interest in culinary arts, explain to our audience what your interest is in culinary arts. What is it about?
I've always had a passion for cooking. You know, I've always been a designated cooker at home. And, you know, I would like to further myself and be an executive chef. And when I heard about the program, how it was a good entry-level program, I'm like, this would be perfect for me. So when I signed up, I feel like it's the perfect place for me. Like, everybody is, you know, warming and welcoming, and everything that I learn is very beneficial. You have class time, hands-on. everything that I need.
Great, great. And you say you always had a passion for cooking and cooking for your family.
Right.
What are some of your favorite dishes to prepare and cook, whether at school or at home?
Well, you know, I like soul food and also Italian. Those are my two things that I like to dabble with. Also, you know, I like to experiment, put things together, see how they work.
Great, great. And one of the assignments with the Culinary Arts program is each student will have the opportunity to make in their own menus, their own recipes, and share it with both our customers who visit our cafe and our current students. So what's your menu selection that you've chosen?
Well, what I've made in the kitchen so far, I did stuffed peppers. I made stuffed peppers with rice, ground beef, you know, different peppers, and I stuffed it inside of a green pepper, and we baked them with cheese on top. And for classroom, we also do classroom menu assignments, and I did stuffed pasta shells.
Wow.
And I also stuffed that with turkey ground meat with cheese, tomato sauce, and things like that.
Wow.
So,
I'm
yeah.
getting hungry now. Well, that's good. In terms of the hands-on experience, what the combination of both classroom and also hands-on instruction in our Culinary Arts instructional kitchen, what is it that you enjoy most about hands-on?
Well, I can definitely say my knife skills. My knife skills have improved because, you know, at home we don't have the equipment that we have in the kitchen. And when I came to the kitchen, they taught me how to slice, dice, mince, and that's very beneficial now because, you know, I get my chop on.
Good, good, good. And tell us a little bit about the instructor, Mr. Butler, in the kitchen. How helpful has Mr. Butler and Mr. Gaddy been in terms of teaching you the appropriate techniques and your knife skills?
Mr. Butler and Mr. Gaddy, they're amazing. They teach us, you know, their own personal things that they do in the kitchen also, you know, for the dietary. And they let us bring in things for them to try. They give us feedback and they tell us, you know, what to do, what not to do. And, you know, they show me everything that I need to do. Before they tell us to do anything, they make sure they show us first the proper way to do it, how to, you know, without any mistakes or anything like that.
Well, that's great. I mean, at the instructional time and getting that feedback from the instructors and getting the practical experience is really, really good. And then you have the classroom theory side with Mr. Shah, the instructor. So tell our audience a little bit about the classroom theory.
Yes, he's also another amazing teacher in the school. What I like about Mr. Shaw, he's straightforward. You know, he doesn't sugarcoat anything. He tells us, you know, about like customer service, the real world, how to, you know, interact with people and how to talk to customers. And, you know, like the customer is always right no matter what. And we have a textbook that we read together as a class, and, you know, we do tests and stuff. The textbook has everything we need to know down to nutrition and everything we need to know in the
food
textbook.
Safety,
food
sanitation,
safety, right? You know, different temperatures, how to store food, and things like that. That's what we learn in the classroom. In
addition to the classroom, the theory, the practical in the kitchen, as you are preparing for students will also earn their Serve Safe National Certification and Credential, correct?
Yes, right now we're preparing for the 80-question test, the Serve Safe. As a class, we do worksheets. We also go into the computer lab and we do the online practice test. And also in the kitchen, they also like quiz us like, what stove is this? So what stove should this go into, and things like that. Wow,
well, that's great. I mean, because it's important to know the theory and also the practical aspects of it all. I would also encourage our guests to visit the Culinary Arts Cafe, which students prepare a hot meal each day, Monday through Friday. The cafe is open to the public. It's located at 266 South Orange Avenue, and the meals that are prepared by our Culinary Arts students. And Shaneequa, again, is one of the students that's in the Culinary Arts program, and as I said, the students prepare a hot meal each day. Why don't you tell our guests a little bit about some of the special projects the Culinary Arts students worked on? I think you had a Valentine's Day event, so tell our audience about that event.
We did a Valentine's Day bake sale in February, and we all were assigned to a different, you know, dessert that we wanted to make. We was either able to make it at home, myself, or we was able to use the kitchen at the school. And the bake sale went great, so we took our profits from the bake sale and did a fish fry, which was a couple days ago. and we have fish, chicken, and shrimp fry with, you know, different sides. I personally made the banana pudding for the fish fry, and it sold out. We did really good.
Great.
And I've also been told that we are one of the first classes that have did things like this with trying to sell and make more money for us as a school.
Correct.
And, you know, just get the experience of actually selling and working with customers and things like that.
And you are correct. I mean, and I think the other part of the bake sale and the seafood sale, fish fry you had recently, is sharing with our students in the class about business and entrepreneurship and how important it is to, you know, put together a price list, put together an expense list, ensure that your revenue is, you know, meet your expenditures. So that's another side of the class, the program that we really emphasize and we touch. And you said you made the banana pudding.
Yes.
What was that experience like for you?
Well, I know, me personally, I've made banana pudding millions of times. That's a thing that, you know, I do at home with my family. It's like kind of a tradition for different, you know, special occasions. But it's a very easy, straightforward, you know, dessert. You like whipped cream on top, you can put whipped cream on top. But it's really a great, straightforward dessert.
Yeah. And I would, if you what would you say to recommend someone who may be interested in the culinary arts program?
Okay, well, I would say that it's definitely a great program. People treat you like you're the only one in the classroom. That's how I feel. I get hands-on on top of, you know, classroom work, and I feel like both is a perfect balance because, you know, you learn what you need to learn on paper, and then I can go demonstrate this also in the kitchen.
Great.
So that's what I love about the program.
Great. Thank you. We encourage those who are interested in our culinary arts program to visit our website at www.newcommunity.org and call our office to learn more about our programs at 973-824-6484. Thank you, Shaneequa.
Thank you.